lot of people say, don't be in the same room at the same time. Always leave the doors open.
Yeah.
I would say know what works for you. Okay, we were in the same room a lot of times.
Yeah.
Okay, there were times we had closed doors. Although I would actually say that intensifies the heat. So you might want to leave the door open. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, it's not just your environment should not determine your purity. Okay, your purity starts from within, from your heart. It's a decision that you have made to stay pure. So even when you're in a tense environment, even when you're in an environment that says, oh, this is right, sex is going to feel so good right now, because that is not what you want to do, and because that you know that is going to be a sin, and you have taken a decision against that, you just leave that environment, or don't do it, or you just stop it.
An example of such environments can be friends. The wrong type of friends. They can encourage these things. They're friends that live these lives of having sex before marriage, and they don't think purity is a thing. Those kind of friends can encourage you to do that. If they're doing it, and like, I'm missing out. You feel like you're missing out, and you want to do that. Also, such environments can be the movies you watch, the songs you listen to. I realized that when we're not married, there's some movies that I can't watch on my own. There's some movies that I can't, the sex scenes, I'll just flip through them because I do not want to let any thoughts be planted in my head. Some songs that I don't even care to listen to. So those kind of things are very key to know and discern. The thing about being a child of God is to discern when the Holy Spirit is talking to you, to discern the devil's plots to ruin you. So your relationship with God needs to be on point, so that you can listen, you can know his voice, and know when the devil is trying to do something wrong to you.
Yeah, guard your heart.
Yes.
Guard your mind.
Yeah.
Guard what you let in. Okay, guard the people around you. You don't want to be keeping company with people that are having sex when you're trying to stay pure. It's just going to make you feel like you're not doing the right thing. Yeah. Okay, be in the company of people that share your point of view.
Yeah.
Okay, in the environment. So I mean, like, if staying in a room locked up most times is going to stir the heat up between you guys, and you will start touching and going further. You might want to go out, watch movies and all that. Sometimes in the cinema, I remember I once went to watch a movie and it was just two of us in the cinema. So like, even going out, see, this temptation is like, it's always coming at you when you guys are dating. So even in the cinema, it was just two of us, and so it was very cozy and intense, and we could have just, so you just have to just make up your mind that we're going to stay pure.
Yeah.
Know that the Holy Spirit is willing to help you, and no matter what, decide to stay pure. And guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your environment, guard the places you are together, basically.
I like to say, actually, guard your ear gates and your eye gates.
True.
Those are the two gates that the devil can use to put temptations, put thoughts into your life, and you do not want that at all. It would do your relationship a lot good if you remain pure, because sex takes away a lot of things. My relationship before I met her, I was having sex and they all did not work out because of other reasons. But the first relationship when I gave my life to Christ was her, and because God led me to her and God was in the relationship even before the relationship started, He was part of it. So we included Him, and He was able to help us stay pure, because He wants us to be more pure than we want to be pure. So He helps you and He will never fail you. The Bible actually says that no temptation is not common to man. 1, 2. The Bible also says that He will create a way out of every temptation. So God always makes a way out. Like, there's always a way for you to stop that. You can't say, "Oh, I couldn't control myself." No, you're a child of God. The Holy Spirit is what controls you, not sin. So as a child of God, is you making your decision to say, "Okay, this thing, I want to do it." That's when you do the sin. But we have the Holy Spirit on the inside of us, which empowers us to live above sin. So discern when the devil wants to do these things, and always know that you rely on the Spirit of God to not consummate the sin. So
know that the Holy Spirit wants to help you above all. I mean, that's why Jesus gave us the Holy Spirit, to help us, to comfort us. And as Christians, we are not righteous based on our power. It's the Holy Spirit working in us. So even in your relationship, as you yield to Him, as you hear the warnings, He'll give you warnings, as you listen to that, you'll stay pure. So don't worry, you'll be fine. There'll be hot days, there'll be
And
But-
something else I
but
want
you'll
to
be
say.
fine.
Something I
You'll
want
be
to
fine.
say is that it's not worth it.
It's no.
Trust
So
us.
honestly,
Trust us.
yeah.
It's
No,
not.
it's not
Sex
worth
is amazing. I won't lie, but in a marriage is the best. But out of marriage, it's not just
Not
worth
worth
it.
it. And I think after you have, before you get married, like before you cross over to marriage, like you can't see, you know that sex outside marriage is wrong. Do you understand? But you can't see the full extent of the damage that it will do to you
Yeah,
at that moment.
at that moment.
But when you get married,
Yes,
you see how
yes.
if we had sex before marriage, it would have, oh my God, it would have been so detrimental. It would have been,
amazing.
and it will be disappointing.
Yeah.
Let me think, when you have sex outside marriage, you just be like,
So what was
like,
it?
is that it? Like, is that all?
Is that all? Yeah.
We should have waited.
You should have waited.
And once you give in once, the devil will be like, well, you've
You've
given
done it
in,
before, so
what
just
are
go
you
on.
waiting for?
Yeah.
So you don't want to give in.
When-
and you can stay pure.
Before we got married, when I met her, I'd been sexually active. That was before I became a Christian. Sorry, I'd been sexually active, and I knew what the end game was going to be if we start touching. She did not have an idea because she was a virgin when we got married. So I think for a guy or a girl that has had sex before, you know what the end game is going to be. So it's more difficult for you to say no, or to try and stay pure. So those cautions we gave of leaving the door open, not staying in a closed room, should apply more for those who have had sex already. They should apply more because you already know the end game, and the devil feeds you with memories of what it could be and all of that too. You should apply more of those handbrakes, no more of those red flags, not to consummate.
Yeah, one last thing. As the guy, a guy should lead in a relationship because the guy is the head. Even in marriage, the guy is the head. So the guy is supposed to lead. So it's easier for the lady to follow. So as guys, take a stand that, okay, we are going to stay pure in this relationship. If you take a stand to be pure, I'm all, like 100% the lady will follow. Most times it's not the lady trying to seduce, although that happens, but I don't know why the lady will be trying to seduce in a Christian relationship. That lady needs to check herself. But
saved,
then,
brother.
but then if the guy takes a stand and say we are going to be pure, once he leads in that, he doesn't touch, he doesn't, he sets the pace, so the lady follows. So guys, set the pace. Okay, when you begin to touch her and you begin to kiss her, trust me, we'll just follow, we'll just lose control. Okay, sometimes we can grab the reins and say okay, stop, but most times it's easier to follow. And another thing, because relationship, because the Holy Spirit rather is in both of you, when one person is like overboard, usually the other person is able to stop. So both of you should not be overboard at the same time.
The most important thing in all we're saying is have a very, very good and deep relationship with God, because without Him, none of this is possible. Without Him, none of staying pure is actually possible, because it's not by power, not by might, but by His Spirit, says the Lord. So you have to introduce God into your relationship, into your life, first and foremost, before even looking for someone to get into a relationship with. That's the most important relationship you need to get right, because it helps any other relationship you want to get into, because both of you have the Spirit of God within you, and you understand God's type of love, which is not selfish. Having sex out of marriage is a very selfish decision. There's nothing that can be good for the girl you want to have sex with or for the guy. It's going to be detrimental to both of you. So it's a very selfish thing to have sex out of marriage in a relationship. You're not thinking about the other person, and that's not God's kind of love. So understanding God's kind of love is very key to having a wonderful relationship. So thank you guys for watching.
So much.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, and if you have questions, more questions or stuff you want us to talk about, please let us know.
All right,
Bye. Thank you.